what we are trying to do is find out why an arrest has not been made in this situation. Why is it not second-degree battery or assault? Why is this man still free? Why?
Your nasal bones are pretty jacked up. Like, say, you see how this one is like super depressed?
Yes.
It should be kind of straight, like this one.
Okay.
And then this one's broken in a few different spots too, but it's kind of stayed relatively straight. But this one went like way in like that. And then your septum also kind of got broken.
I know I look a little bit different. It's actually been 2 weeks since I was attacked at home, and we're gonna give you an update on what's been going on.
It's been a lot.
It has been.
Okay, so today is what, the third day after the incident, and since we have come to the realization that the police, East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office, is not going to help us, nor will they protect us at all, then we have to try and take matters into our own hands. So we are on our way to the courthouse, and we're going to try and get a restraining order. So we'll see how this goes. Office of District Attorney, this way. Please check in with the receptionist across the hall. Go ahead, check in with her. Okay, so this is beyond ridiculous. At this point, we are not being protected at all. So we just go to the courthouse in attempts to try and get a restraining order against the guy who assaulted Tino. But they're telling us that we can't get a restraining order because we don't know the man's name. We don't know where he stays. Like, they can't just put a restraining order on anybody. So we need his name. The only thing is the officer has not done a report. It's been 3 days since this happened and she has not done a report yet. So without the report, we can't get the information. She's not returning my calls. And it's just, I mean, like, where do you go from here? Like, we've already been assaulted. We try to take the steps that we're supposed to take in order to get this situation rectified, but we're getting shut down at every corner.
But basically, because we didn't have all the information from the police, we couldn't get a restraining order until Tenaj made a phone call.
So I made a phone call to the deputy's office once again, and this time I was finally able to speak to someone that actually showed a bit of compassion and understanding for the situation. And I explained to him that it's impossible for us to protect ourselves and get a restraining order because we don't have any information on the man. We don't know where he lived. We don't know his name, and we just can't get a restraining order without any information. He called the supervisor, and gratefully they gave him the permission to give me the guy's name. And we were actually able to finally get something done.
Yeah, so this is like Friday about 1 o'clock when we were able to get the emergency restraining order to go through. After we got that emergency restraining order, it really felt good. But then as we got home, is he the kind to like retaliate? So now we're worried because now he could retaliate because he got served. It's kind of like a double-edged sword.
It's definitely like a double-edged sword because like Faustino said, like we don't know what kind of crazy that we're really dealing with.
Here's Johnny.
We don't know if he's gonna get the restraining order and just go berserk and then come here and do whatever. So the entire weekend, it's like we're on edge. Like, what if he does this, or make sure the doors are locked, or whatever, because we know that he has a restraining order, and it seems as if he feels no remorse.
Yeah, and then so that's how the weekend is spent.
We went to the sheriff's office trying to find answers. Like, we need a police report. We actually need documentation of what happened in order to move forward with certain things. We wanted to talk to someone that was in charge. We didn't want to talk to the deputy that came out.
Howdy, partners. I'm Sheriff Uniqua.
We didn't want to talk to her supervisor. We wanted to talk to someone above the two of them.
The sheriff makes it right.
And
that's when the IA guy came. He came out and told us, well, there's nothing IA can do, but he was being helpful, and he actually made a call to the substation. He calls down there to me and says, hey, I just spoke to the captain down at the substation.
He's ready to meet with you guys.
He's ready to meet with you. As we're getting to the new precinct, like 30 seconds away, he calls me back And he reassures me, like, hey, just let you know that he's still there waiting for you. I'm like, okay, we're making a left at the light. Only 30 seconds later, we walk in and we ask for the captain, and
he's not there. And we're like, what do you mean he's not there? Like, we just had confirmation that he was here and he was expecting us and he was ready to speak with us. And she's like, okay, well, let me go and check again, but I don't think he's here. So then Faustino calls the guy at IA and he's like, okay, so we're here and like we literally just got off the phone with you and he's not here. He's like, well, I don't know.
Howdy, the sheriff makes it right.
And it's like, dude, like this, I can't make this
right,
shit up.
I can't. And then I told him, and he's like, well, there's really nothing I can do. I'm like, well, I know there's nothing you can do, but I just want to let you know that this is the kind of stuff that's going on with this case.
And we're literally getting the runaround. Like, we just want you to see how we are literally getting the runaround because no one is, trying to help at this point.
Hello.
We're gonna try and follow the chain of command, and that's basically what we did. But after we spoke to the sheriff and nothing happened, and we spoke to our supervisor and nothing happened, we wanted to speak to their supervisor. So I don't know, but I don't think the police like that very much. So
today is like the 5th day of trying to get help from somebody, some kind of police office. None of the majors were available that we wanted to go speak with today, so we're going down to the substation to speak to the captain, see if they could upgrade or elevate these charges, go make an arrest.
okay, so we just got to East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office after leaving another sheriff's office. This right here is a substation, but we went to IA where we were told to come here. It's like at this point, it's beyond the runarounds, but they are definitely not trying to do anything about this case at all.
So after the sheriff really didn't help us, it was time for me to go to my first ENT appointment after the emergency.
So yeah, we went to the ENT, and let's just say that the break and the damage was worse than we originally thought.
Yeah, September 11th.
It makes me upset.
I'm so sorry, y'all. That's so sad. People are so terrible and just unkind. That's okay, because whoever did this is going to get exactly what they deserve.
I sure hope so.
It just spreads your nostril open. Doesn't hurt. I promise. It'll just feel like a stretch. Stay real still. I'm going to look on the side. Nasal bone fractures, and then they talk about the fracture going into your infraorbital rim. And then they say your septum, your nasal septum is deviated. You had some blood in your right sinus. Not even been quite a week yet, so we're still kind of in the window of being able to do what we call a closed reduction. So a closed reduction is a procedure where we basically go in with a little instrument and try to shift your nasal bones back over to where they're supposed to be. I'm sure you guys can see on your right nasal bone it's really depressed, right?
Yeah.
Your nasal bones are pretty jacked up.
Okay.
And then this one's broken in a few different spots too, but it's kind of stayed relatively straight. And then your septum also kind of got broken. The fracture line, like you see this fracture line here?
Yeah.
You see this structure here?
Yeah, that's right. The nose. That's the tear duct.
That's what we call your nasolacrimal duct, which are your tear duct. But I wouldn't be surprised when you're chewing stuff, you're probably feeling this thing move, which you can't feel good.
No.
Because you're gonna get on a soft diet for the next 4 to 6 weeks. So really the big thing that, the only thing that we can do or should do in the short term is to think about doing a closed reduction on your nose. Yeah. We gotta see if we can shift those little bones over and try to make it look as symmetric as we can. And I say try because that's exactly what it is. It's not a perfect thing. Yeah. There's a good chance that it's not going to be the same nose you had, but we're going to try to make it as straight as we can.
Wednesday, when we think that everything has kind of calmed down, we go back to the VA. She was there, she's interacting with the veterans, and they are loving her as everyone usually does. And we get back to the house. So we get back home and I see that there's a note on the door. It's a notice from animal control. Right. And animal control says that there has been complaints that there is like a wild animal, a wild dog that's running around in the neighborhood, and this dog is aggressive. Well, the dog doesn't have any license, any tags or anything. So who do you guys think that's from? Who do you guys think that call was from? So we ended up, we all know who it was from. We ended up calling the sheriffs just to find out if that person had actually violated their order of protection. And it seems as if because they contacted us through an official way, or I guess through an official avenue, then it's not considered harassment. So he hasn't crossed the line yet, but he's such an asshole that I'm pretty sure it's gonna come.
Thursday, I ended up going to pre-op because now I'm having surgery, emergency surgery on Friday morning.
The thing about it with the broken nose is that if you don't get it fixed within a certain time period after the incident, then it heals in the way that it was broken. So an emergency surgery was definitely needed.
Hey guys, today is the, I don't know, it's like the 14th day, not even. I'm going into emergency surgery today to have my nose shifted into position before it heals in that position. So we're gonna show you what we gotta do today in the surgery room, I guess. I'm gonna be knocked out. I guess Tenaj will show you.
How you feel?
Well, I feel good that something's happening to fix it, but what I'm not feeling good is the aftermath of this, of being in pain, more pain again, after being in pain, you know? Like, it's like, is this gonna hurt again? Like another broken nose for 3 days while it heals?
Let's hope not.
Hey, you ready?
Yes.
Are you cold?
Oh, yeah, it's basically.
All done.
Faustino, let your face go.
How bad was it? Breathe.
It hurt.
Isn't it a good thing men don't have babies?
Oh my God,
Because
I say
we-
that all the time.
We would not be a population.
No, not at all.
I just got my IV. I don't like IVs either. I don't think anybody does. My nose is getting broken again to get fixed. So as you can see, my eyes have been healing, but I was just told they're about to get black again because they got to mess with my nose, clearly, and all the trauma. Thank you for the support. Thanks for everything and the messages.
Okay, so clearly we're in the hospital and Faustino just got his IV. So I was mistaken. I thought that he was gonna just I thought that he wasn't going to go completely under, but he has an IV. He's gonna do like the count backwards from 5 type thing. And what the doctor said that he's gonna do is once he's sleeping and everything, he's just gonna go into his nostrils with this tool, this instrument, and separate them like that. And then he has to somehow try to strategically place the bones back into their correct spot. I mean, some of the bones are shattered, so that's gonna be kind of hard. But one of the problems that they think that they might run into, because the fracture is so deep, is that they are gonna try not to nick or hit or mess with his tear ducts, because the way that the fracture is, like, it goes like right into his tear duct. So I don't know. It's the doctor did say that this is gonna be the first of many surgeries, and that his septum is all jacked up. His tear duct on the left side is jacked up. There's like bone fragments. It's just it's a lot, but I believe that we're gonna get through this, and it's gonna be okay, right?
Mm-hmm. It's so bright in here.
Pray for us.
And then who do you have with you today?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as
Are
well.
you signed up for text messaging?
Yes, I am.
Something. Get some hugs and
Like
kisses
a little top
in.
shelf margarita.
Oh yeah, top shelf margarita. I just need now at the beach in the sun, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
You'll see the beach in just a second.
You're gonna be dreaming about that for sure.
Right. I just finished talking to the doctor, so the doctor came out and he told me that the procedure went well. They're gonna hope. The reason that they put the tubes in his nose to try and straighten his deviated septum, there is no guarantee that it'll be straight. There's no guarantee that it'll look like it looked before. The procedure lasted about not even 15 minutes. They sent me a text message, and then about 13 minutes later, I received another message letting me know that the doctor was ready to talk to me. What's wrong?
Right. It hurt. Right, Robbie.
They're coming.
Yes, bump it up and I'll tell her after.
Alright, thanks guys.
Yeah. You doing okay?
Oh yeah. He's finished.
Hey, I was like, I don't hear anything from him.
After the sheriff was able to give me his name, some things started to happen after that.
Right. After we got his name, we found out so much about this character. And it just amazes me how this person is still able to like walk the streets with his criminal history, you know? It's crazy how he was enforcing a leash law on me, yet I believe he has 4 misdemeanors. This is all public record, you know, DUI, lying to police, just on and on. San Diego, Georgia, and Florida.
Do you know that for sure?
Those are places that I believe he's lived under, and also a different last name.
He changed his name? You think he changed his name?
Someone that matches his first name and his previous name lives in the same addresses
That he's
lived in before.
So that's your assumption? That
Yes.
Maybe he's changed his name.
Right. And so I don't see how he can, how even is still even allowed to carry a weapon. I think if he would have gave the police probably one of his prior names, then maybe they would have pulled up a different person and seen that, you know, 4 misdemeanors, things like that.
Our whole thing is, after finding out a little bit about this character, we've come to our conclusion that this person has a history of making poor decisions. Not just the decision that he made on September 11th when he assaulted Faustino, but it's my belief that he has a record of making poor decisions. So I think that all this should be taken into consideration. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that getting, you know, multiple speeding tickets and driving while under the influence and getting like 3-4 bankruptcies and having a supposed criminal record, I'm not saying that makes you a bad person per se.
No.
I'm saying that I feel as though that shows that you have a record of making bad decisions.
Yeah. I would say so. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not allowed to break the law.
But he is. I don't know, like make it make sense, because I know that some people were in the comments and they're like, you know, well, Faustino
should have followed the leash law. He deserved that.
Yeah, there was a law. I mean, there's laws all the time, but because, you know, people aren't following the law as you feel fit, should they be assaulted?
Right.
It's weird.
It is weird. Someone actually emailed me and told me they saw the video and said that they'd rather a punched nose than a dead dog because it was off the leash. I guess the emailer is the kind of guy that'd rather someone with a DUI drive the road and kill, possibly hurt people. I don't know, you know, but it's just amazing how people that want to enforce the law break the law. Maybe he feels he's above the law.
Because it's a lot not to be arrested after all this. I don't know. It's weird.
It's, you know.
But this has definitely been a weird situation. And before I go any further, I wanted to stop and thank you guys for all the calls and the emails, the texts and the DMs that you guys have left, all the prayers.
Yes.
I don't know why I keep saying that.
What, prayers?
Thank you for praying for us. Thank you for all of the prayers, and we really, really appreciate it.
Yes, and we're definitely still emailing people, and yeah. So once again, if you're interested, you can look up my name, Faustino, in Baton Rouge, and you'll see the case file there. Maybe, I guess you'll see my attacker was, because he did say he attacked me in court. Which we're gonna get to that.
We went to court.
Yes, we finally did go to court. And the damage and break was worse than and the damage and break was originally.
Let's just say, I'll say it.
I'll start from the top.
I'll say it. Okay.
With no help from the sheriff, I have to.
Just
it was
talk.
time. It was time
you know
for
what
me to
happened.
go.